Welcome back to the second half of NEWSBREAK Live. Joining me tonight is founder and executive director Nick Arquette. So nice to see you. I think the last time I saw you was at last year's Friendship Bowl event. How are you?
Well, I'm excited to be here. I love seeing you guys, and Torrance has been such a huge supporter, and it feels like just yesterday that we were down there bowling for friendships at the PV Bowl, and we're awesome. We are making strides with our fundraising, and we're doing better than ever, really.
And before we get into what the Friendship Bowl is all about, tell me about Walk with Sally and how many years ago did you create this great foundation?
So as I mentioned, our fundraiser for the Friendship Bowl is 10 years annually, but the program has been around for about 12 years. And it really was a commitment I sort of made to myself in honor of my mother, Sally. Sally was a single mom. She tried to raise two boys, my brother Alex, who was a couple years older than I was, while she had breast cancer. And I thought as an adult there wasn't really anything out there that really showed that mentoring could help through this experience. So I started Walk with Sally with an idea to honor my mom, and here we are 12 years later. We've got 90 friendships throughout LA County, and we're growing strong.
That's so amazing. And what does a friendship mean if you're part of Walk with Sally? Tell me about the mentorship program and what is offered to youth and children.
Well, we really do serve kids throughout LA County, and we get a lot of our kids through the school districts. So Torrance was one of the first school districts that we supported. We had our office here right around the corner. It was our first little office down in the basement on Lomita. And we really are encouraging people who are listening tonight, or people that have had a cancer story, if you know somebody who could be a mentor, 6 to 8 hours a month. It's a 1-year commitment, but most of our friendships last, I'm hoping, a lifetime. The friendship is really about mentoring a young child, 7 to 17, whose mom, dad, or sibling has cancer or has passed from cancer. So again, there are all of us probably that we know have been touched by cancer, and this organization is trying to really heal the other side of cancer, which is the impact that it has on the families. And we think mentoring is a super way of doing it. So it's a commitment, but I think for anybody that's watching right now that really wants to know more and wants to get the information, it's a great way to give back to a child.
How many children have been assisted? You mentioned to me earlier before you came on that you reached a milestone this week.
We did, yeah. We got 90 families that that means 90 families that we manage. And managing it means that it's every level that they may be going through, from a mom just passing away to a dad just being diagnosed with cancer. So we're really dealing with 90 families in such a hands-on way. We're putting our arms around these folks, and we're matching them with an adult who's been through the experience. So to hit 90, to have 90 families throughout Los Angeles County is a really big deal. And we know we're very close to getting to that 100 mark. And so, you know, I'd like to think that Walk with Sally in the next few years is going to be talking about being in another city once we really get this LA County thing underway.
What are the outcomes when you see these children and these youth and they're experiencing something so difficult and they meet someone who has a similar story? What are some of the reactions you get from these children?
You know, it's interesting because after being with these families for 12 years, they all need something different. But what the core value is that the child wants to be known. When cancer hits the family, oftentimes we're focused on the healing, we're focused on the treatments, we're focused on our financial issues. And what we're not always focused on is the child who's just wanting to be normal. He wants to be, or she wants to be, running around the playground. She wants to be, you know, not having your mom losing their hair, not dealing with the debilitating effects. So I think that the program really provides this level of you matter, and we're seeing confidence levels going up, we're seeing grades going up, we're seeing them developing as productive human beings who want to have a future. And if you feel like there's future, I think anything's possible.
What are some of the other programs that Walk with Sally does offer? The mentorship program, I know, is one of the main ones.
Yep.
But tell me about the other ones maybe that take place during the holidays.
Sure, yeah. We have Hope for the Holidays, which is just really our way of saying many of our families Their holiday doesn't look the same. And what could we bring to the table to provide something special? And we this year highlighted with the Honda helpful folks, and they sponsored a big day for us. They did the gingerbread making. We partnered with the Bay Club here in town, and we threw out a big day with Santa Claus. But then we also adopted many families that just don't have the wherewithal or the ability to buy a lot of the things that not only they need, but a kid wants to dream and be able to have something that he's been hoping for. So Hope for the Holidays brings Christmas back to these families that are going through really, really difficult times. A couple of the other programs, one I'm really proud of, I think that makes us different, is our activity event day. This is where we bring 50 to 100 families and their mentors and mentees together. And we've planned trips every quarter from the whale watching at the Pacific Aquarium to incredible days of team building, being at the beach and learning how to surf. So you'll find us every quarter doing something that's unique, heartfelt. It's an experiential process that we put them through, but also that kids get to look around and see other kids that are going through their same experience. So the activity event is another program I'm really proud of. And then last one is temporary family support. We saw that families that were going through this crisis found themselves oftentimes in financial need. And so we've started a fund to address some of those short-term issues that families are going through. So last year we helped a mother with 5 kids, all of which have a mentor, to keep her from being evicted by providing some help temporarily for rent. And so many other stories like that. But this is a need that we've seen consistently, and we've decided to put some resources towards this.
Those are amazing stories, and I'm sure there are a lot of great stories that come out of the art activity that is offered, right? It's supposed to help them heal?
Yeah, it's funny. I'm sure a lot of people read about this and they've seen this. I think mentoring's been a big push because of that interpersonal communication. And I think grief, when we see grief in a child, oftentimes it's hard for them to express themselves. And we really saw that statistically a lot of therapy and a lot of things were centered around trying to get the child to express themselves. And oftentimes art is a really good way to do that. So our Heart to Home is really kind of the play on art, where a mentor spends a certain amount of time with an art healing teacher. And as a group of, say, 2 to 4 mentor and mentees, they go together and they work on different art projects. And what we're finding is this is allowing for them to really heal. And it is giving them a way to express themselves. And it's also bringing the friendship closer together. So it's a really magical piece to what we do to make sure that the friendship hopefully lasts a lifetime.
And those friendships, many people can actually see this weekend. We're going to get to talking about the Friendship Bowl. And I've covered that event, and it's very magical. That's the perfect word, to see families, friends all come together for a great cause. So tell me what Friendship Bowl is.
It started out as our way of saying, we knew that there was a lot of walks out there, and we had to raise money if we were going to have this organization thrive. And so it was a creative few of us that back in 2006 went to PV Bowl and said, what would it look like if people were to create a team in honor of a loved one that had cancer, or someone who just said, how much does it cost to raise a friendship for the year? We want to jump on and get involved. So that was really the first year in 2006 that we set out to do a peer-to-peer fundraiser that wasn't a walk. And a lot of people think because of the name Walk with Sally that we have a walk, but this was our walk, right? So this year we'll have almost 300 people attend. There'll be about 100 kids and families and mentors, some of which are participating in fundraising. Others are there to have just another day of fun, a day where they can forget about cancer. And I think it's really a unique fundraiser because it's like you said, because you've been there. It's unique when you can raise money and be there on the same day to see the kids that you're actually impacting.
Yeah,
you don't find that very often. So I think it makes the Friendship Bowl really interesting. This year is the year that we've really been focused on what does it take to bring a friendship to light. We talk about the $5,000 that it takes for us to build a friendship, and that's training, background checks, that's an oversight of the family and the intakes that we provide. So it's really first finding the families and then training the mentor. By the time we put together a family, we've invested a lot of hours into this family. So we want to bring the awareness of what does it take to really build a friendship, and that's the Friendship Bowl. Our goal was $80,000, and as I looked before I got here, we're closing in on $75,000. We still have 5 days left.
How many children will this help?
Well, we call it hashtag Bowl for 16. And we decided that 16 was going to be our goal. We had 16 kids throughout LA that are on our waiting list. And we thought that was a perfect thing to educate the community. How can I help if I want to give back? And what can I do? Wow, let's create a friendship. Whether it was $50, $100, or $5,000, every little bit's going to help us get those kids off a waiting list and into our program with all of the things that you and I have talked about.
And this is not an ordinary fundraiser. You mentioned peer-to-peer. So for our viewers at home, tell them what that means.
Well, it's really kind of a unique thing that charities who are getting more and more tied into who loves them and how can we grow other than just having an event-based, ticket-based model. What this really says is, who are our heroes in the community? Who are our heroes in Torrance and Palos Verdes and Manhattan Beach? And would they be willing to share now through technology? Very simple. It used to be you would walk into your office and say to your boss or whatever, "Hi, can you support me for every mile I walk?" Well, things have gotten more sophisticated. So peer-to-peer really allows people to share on Facebook, to tell their story, whether it's their mom or their dad or why they want to help Walk with Sally, and ask friends from all over the country. We have donations of $50, $100 coming in from Europe, from Michigan, from Idaho.
Wow, it's amazing.
These are the heroes that have said over the last month, we're going to raise the money we need to get those Bowl for 16. So peer-to-peer has been a great way to also, I will add, tell your story. More people say, what's Walk with Sally? What's this email? What's the story of Sally? Who's this Nick guy? Why are they doing what they're doing? And I think that's been another thing, because you're finding that a lot of people are starting to learn about the organization, whether they gave $10 or $100.
And you mentioned this earlier, Walk with Sally, the whole reason you started it was to fill a need. And you mentioned a waiting list. Do you feel that need growing?
I think the need's always been there. I just don't think anybody's ever been tapping into this sector of kids. We have some traditional therapy-based processes that kids go through. We also have it's okay, we have a big family, we'll deal with it internally. Each family is dealing with it differently and oftentimes not dealing with it at all. And Walk with Sally is one of a kind. It's a unique concept. I think everybody wants to have a mentor. I know I'm still looking for my next mentor. Somebody that can teach me something new, somebody that I can aspire to be like. And so I think we're bringing the focus back onto the child when mom or dad has cancer or died of cancer. And that's really the key. Every child wants to be known, as I said earlier, and we're shining the light back on them despite this terrible disease.
If someone would like to join a team this weekend, registration is still open. Tell me what they can do, where they go to sign up.
It's super easy. I mean, it's a very basic how-to on our website at walkwithsally.org. And walkwithsally.org, just on the front, will tell you exactly about signing up for teams, or if you'd like to donate to the Walk with Sally teams that are already currently in action. I'd be shocked if anyone hadn't already seen it on Facebook. But if you haven't seen any information, please go to the website at walkwithsally.org. Also, if you'd like to check us out and just have fun for the day, we've got food, we've got bowling, and we've got the kids, we've got tarot card readers, we've got everything. So there'll be 300 people at PV Bowl, which you talked about here just around the corner. They'll have our sign up. Toyota's our sponsor this year. They'll have their sign up. And come and just hang out with us from noon to 4. Check out the program, see the kids. It's $20 at the door, and it's a great way to kind of dip your toe in the pool.
There's celebrity judges this year. Will everybody be dressed up as a superhero like last year?
Yeah, this year we're letting teams create their own themes.
Okay,
so it's going to be a hodgepodge to see what everybody comes up with. I think a lot of people are excited about creating their own theme, and I think you're going to see a lot of bowling type themes that we'll see, the Big Lebowski, as it were. So I think it's going to be fun. Each team gets to create their own theme. So I'm hearing everything under the sun, from honoring a loved one who's died, We've got one team whose name is Maria's Angels, and I think they're going to dress up like angels. So you're going to see a lot of different things this year that we haven't done in the past. Really cool.
Well, Nick, thank you so much. Walk with Sally is such a special organization, and I know this event this weekend will be special as well, and I hope you guys reach your fundraising goal.
Well, I think we're going to. I'd like to now just say 100,000, call it a day. But for people that are at home, please support us in any way you can. And I do thank Torrance, the community, and you guys for providing the information. So thank you for having me.
Thank you. So nice to see you again. And if you would like to contact Walk with Sally, you can head to walkwithsally.org. You can also follow them on social media, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And that does it for NewsBreak Live. Don't forget to tune into the latest City Council meeting right here at 7 p.m. And also don't forget daylight savings starts Sunday morning, and you'll be moving your clocks forward 1 hour. So if you ever have news or video that you'd like to share, please email us at newsbreak@torranceca.gov. And for Facebook and Twitter users, use hashtag NewsBreakLive. We'll see you next time. Have a great night.